So let's start. My name is Daniel Martinez. I'm normally called by the nickname Dendenito, working for Cici Group now. I've been working on this area for the past 5 years, and I came here to my very first rooted 5 years ago. And now, where am I? Where am I? I will tell you about things that are not Doritos. I like playing Group P. I can configure and create shirts. I collaborate with malware group. This is something wrong. Give me this free kids that's rugby player, shirt maker. Disclaimer. Um, WhatsApp has not been hacked. We only tackled certain functionalities and features for a certain purpose, but we will be focused on something which is more fun. I'm a kind of troll and hater. If I'm sorry, if I'm giving you my phone number and you take my messages, that I'm not going to do this. I won't do that. Let's see what happens. I will mention Iago and Selby, Illuminati in progress, which did something interesting on WhatsApp. We have to recognize it. This is the agenda for today's session. Very firstly, the origin. How did they come up with the idea of this big picture? And when it's clear, I conduct three case studies. Scenography, a short reporting, malware, and video streaming, which is much more visual. The origin. Juan Garrido and Pablo San Emeterio have been dealing with CTN on WhatsApp. Hello, man. WhatsApp the web came out some time ago. Basically speaking, there was a client on the browser. I was interested in knowing how the picture, the whole photos, Open Fireback Network Media. Where is the pointer? If you pay attention, I'm not like a Parkinson person. If you pay attention, this over here is I'm a bit tired. This is super cool. This may be a video, an interesting video. All WhatsApp and photos, videos can be downloaded with no authentication, just by clicking the URLs. No authentication for downloading pictures and videos from WhatsApp. They are published publicly. So you can. I noticed that WhatsApp store photos and videos without authentication, accessible with a simple wget. The URLs are so long that are impossible to fathom and take them logic realistically. I cannot take pictures from anybody, but I came up with something as on screen. Mr. Jibber Big Doc is URL autopsy UCMMI 208 is a main server on the main domain. Here's a subdomain, the slash D, very first path and the second name of the file. What's that? Is this are you able to facet it? Good for you. I couldn't facet it. Who is what? Subdomain, same contents from other IDs. I said an 8, so A7 and 9 the same. My goodness, 200 up and down. The principal URL is for download. When you are what I'm saying may not be strictly like this, because the testing I conducted was from Blackboard. I noticed how the application behaved. You may know much more about this than me. I was in a Blackboard environment for a parent. When you are uploading a picture, you are doing an upload, the IP collect has to be called EU. Then one is above 27 characters, and the picture has 44 cars. Not too few. Who is who? Regarding the file, when you do an upload, WhatsApp gives you back the name of the file. Very firstly from CDN. WhatsApp.net, and you can't see anything. Otherwise, we would here settling up a circus. The important thing is this path. This path of 27 characters is not predictable as you say in it. It's not the path. According to my research, then the string which the algorithm conforming the string applies to the origin number, the destination number, and other files. Somebody came out with that. You can check out the usage from TGAL and the chat from AIP. Was that AIP, API, which is working properly. You registered your number, you choose destination number, and you can send a pic. They know how to download and upload the pic, and they may know the number properly. We won't get there into detail. I'll try not to troll it, but we'll try to. I came up with something. I did it. Period. I won't go into that into details. More numbers. Let's try to discover more content based upon in a pen test. Simply speaking. Here we have 208. 207 is properly working. Here we got an eye. Let's try from A to Z. All links keep the same file under subdomain, are not cache or balanced. I saw that by changing the number, the same content appears. This is no Python, no this strange storage. You don't need Python for this purpose. You are fucking good. And you can be a missing number in between. The same applies to the letter, the IDS, the buccal 4, the loop 4 will be our frame 4. We can concatenate domain no found. Let's imagine there is some URL collapsed. So this is not working properly. You deploy again. As of the day I conducted the test, I found 121 servers as such, 137 servers, and 323 servers. V stands for video. Here, videos on the V's are stored. Here are pics stored. I didn't go into the streaming issues. I didn't go into voice streaming when you kept left an audio. But I don't use WhatsApp. I use Telegram. But some days ago, you were able to send PDFs on WhatsApp. Yesterday, going back home, I play around with this. This is a total 581 servers or IPs. Geolocalization of the IPs. Where are my data? Where in the United States of America, where are data stored? I never thought it was stored in Alba City or in Germany or Romania. This is a script. San Jose, Texas, Virginia, which is a secret location. Ethnography, which is short-handed, hiding data within pics. I want to fill in 50 minutes during this talk, by the way. Let's refresh our memories. How that WhatsApp webs, how does it work? A QR appears, you open a WhatsApp, and it's authenticated marvelously. your contacts appear on your computer. What is going on here? If you got your mobile shut down, it won't work properly. Browser is like a silly terminal, like a slate for the mobile phone. Should I start modifying this? You're freaking out. I'm using the browser with the keyboard. So, by seeing what is happening here, this communicates with this and with this and with this and what is happening here. You shouldn't have a computer with your mobile phone and with no coverage. This isn't working. So far, so good. Now let's select the picture on the computer. I check my data picture. Have you ever had the experience of I may be embraced by you here. When you're going around, Buddy says to me, send me a pic or a photo on WhatsApp, and you got it. Okay, because I want the pic. If you send it to the pic on WhatsApp, is better. WhatsApp compress pictures. WhatsApp web, the browser compress the picture. So we have the control between the data uploaded finally on WhatsApp and the browser itself. So we here will use verb. Let's see what happens. You're sending the picture of what you're sending, and you can get a complaint from somebody or a criminal offense denouncement. So I took the blur, I intercepted the communication of the picture, and I introduced the text, and you got it. The text inside. You downloaded the pic, and you saw the cheese pic, and in the button you got this. If you insert text, you can encode whatever you like. Another testing. The W get a picture and a cards of a picture. I didn't insert binary things. I download it, and this is the heading of picture and the whole text. When you see this on WhatsApp, you cannot pre-visualize it, but it's over there. You take it. This is it. Video demo. This is a short demo, but this exemplifies what I'm telling you.
Tranquilo. Vamos a ver. Primero vamos a usar VLC, que esto es una mierda acá. Estás en el micro, lo sabes. Déjame expresarme.
Please, I have freedom of speech. I said shit, but okay, the mic is open. This is the burr I mentioned, the verb, the original verb. I tell you. So the modification and the response on verb into the. Here you can see the host where we are putting information, the phone number. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay, so far so good. I'm sending a pic I've modified. The very first panties when you want to upload a selfie. Here we are downloading, and we get this, which is the name of the JPG. There is a missing path calculated afterwards, otherwise we'll be doing this file hash, which is an image, thank you, block, and so on and so on. If you are doing this from the mobile phone, to be honest, I would have put ENG here. Now WhatsApp is starting to, I don't want to be screwed up by anybody. WhatsApp is implementing more and more security as they are creating new things. It's more complicated on the groups, but they are neat. It seems so. This is the text. Oh, beautiful. We shut it down. Stenography. We didn't come here to talk about stenography. No. Oh, Tocho. Oh, it's fucking boring stuff inside. And that's the demo about stenography. Crypt.h, simple one. I put it into brackets because I will show a POC for everybody to understand what's going on here. I did a very simple script in which the desired hidden file is a password and the picture name. This is giving me a pattern, creating a new picture with a payload and secret. You can open it, you can paste it on a verb and period, and you can get the whole file. I'm doing as follows. I'm taking a file, inserting a password zipped onto 64 is a block of text you are inserting afterwards. This is the secret, codified cat secret, and you got a file. This is the same plugin monkey file at the very beginning. This is the initial file. Tail is in order to see the last thing. There is a JR. I don't know what's JR. It must be a colleague, but it has anything to do with this. We cat the created one. We saw what I first show you is concatenation of files. We got the padding and the password. Padding is the size. I don't know if you understand padding. Padding is the size of the block I have ciphered. This is working. Clip to Flanders and very wildlife. This is not stenography. I can use any kind of method. We can do paste and cut and paste, but okay, I'm a troller. I can have my sword. This week, like I said before, I opened my mobile phone. I check out my WhatsApp documents. I opened out the documents and I saw all the PDFs, which is the biggest PDF on my mobile phone. I noticed I have a 25 mega PDF. I sent it to my contacts. Let's see if it's sent. It was sent. Nobody told me nothing about the size. 16 megas is the limit normally imposed. I sent over a 25 megs PDF. I didn't prune it. It's not about to scratch it and just people all around. If you uploaded something and they didn't touch the file, we keep the integrity. We can keep in this PDF whatever we like. We can hide it inside this PDF. It's not going to be modified because WhatsApp didn't touch it. I never saw you, Roman. Roman, I always wanted to do that. You are a super crazy crypto guy and all these things. Can we hide things inside PDF? Generate the PDF and period. Talk with it's like stealing a stallion. So this is the thing. We have the integrity of our data. We can send in our cipher container of up to 25 megs, even up to 50 megs. We can steal so much information from the company and insert it on this PDF file on WhatsApp. Like I said before, we can insert any string of characters inside a picture. I'm not an expert on this area, so the POCs I'm doing, there are POCs I can do it, and they are functionable. Let's upload a picture in the same way, and we add a string of characters at the end of the pictures, and we introduce other kinds of strings inside. So let's imagine a malware dropper. Do you know what a malware dropper, when you infected the exploit commit, and this is infected and downloads everything, the binary downloading things is like a dropper. Did I put it right? Correct. Let's imagine we are doing a W to a picture uploaded to WhatsApp, and we download a binary with a bug, and we had put a bug in a machine through WhatsApp. So you can do it as a Ukrainian or Russian guy. But this rapidly, the companies and phone companies block it. So you tell Telefonica, you block WhatsApp. Telefonica is not going to block WhatsApp. It may do it, but if you do it yourself, it can be a fucking party over here. Otherwise, how people are dating out and making out with everybody. So imagine it's an APT attack. We're doing APT. Let's attack one person or one company. When a person knows that it's been infected, what is the origin of this binary? WhatsApp won't let this happen. The WhatsApp links will disappear. We vanish in thin air. Perfectly. I thought it's gonna take me 25 minutes. So far, so good. The link ends disappearing, so the guy does not notice what's happening. They keep track of the things. Somebody downloaded the WhatsApp pictures. If he's a clever guy, there are so many assholes doing annoying things about this. It might have downloaded the pic, but the package is not there, so no evidence at all. I don't know, WhatsApp is keeping a copy or backup copy of everything, otherwise it will be an immense craziness. If you turn around this and if you twist it, you understand my point. A typical virus on Linux. I saw so many people spoiling machines. A URL on wget URL -0, you execute it and delete it. If it's doing something, injecting something on batches, this machine is totally hacked. Let's imagine that instead of a wget URL, we are doing with we substitute wget by our script that extracts malicious code to personalize our attack. You insert the number, you're giving it a configure and set it as you like with their personalized malware. This is an exploit. I was checking out to do a demo like this, but I've never thought it was bringing over many concepts. Here we can seal JavaScript code inside the picture, and when the browser opens up, the browser can interpret it. So this bad guy, inserted exploit pictures to screwed up browsers. If this person is executing an old version of the browser and you are sending over a big troll with his dinosaur, you can screw up and spoof this person's browser. But to setting up a meta exploit, we won't get anything here. So I'm just giving you an example.
Lord Epsilon. El otro día, yendo a la cena, dije, hostia, ¿por qué no?
My goodness, idea can Lord Epsilon. So streaming in video now. Imagine you never saw before. We have public URLs, website webs. Do you know what list M3U is? M3U lists are a text file with a specific format, including link to a video file. You are doing it with the URL, and you are going to the file root, and you are taking it from that. Great Monkey's programs software. I was playing with video games online to automatize things, which is good. It gives you a control on Doom. I don't want to get into spam again smart things. When you go into a website and you download the HTTP, it's called Doom. Chris Monkey affects this on the flies, like find a man in the middle and give it around the pictures and twist it around. You can generate a script generating things. I came out with the fact that with this, I created a plugin to extract the URLs from the pictures directly, because otherwise it's very boring. And it can extract everything. So it targets a video and extract the video. It's not JS. It's like a Python language, but I don't like Python language. I prefer crying. Let's go back to the previous one. Let's imagine this IDEA-CON. Are you familiar with this tool? You have a private password on your computer. Somebody is ciphering tweets. And you can read this tweet because you have the password, the key. If you can process your browser's data, you can share data, and I'm not special. I don't know, but specialize in cryptography. My key, your key are the same. We cipher a text. So when I'm writing, I can read it in Spanish, plain language. But when I'm sending over, Chris Monkey will send it over with this key in a ciphered way. The receiver has the key and the text on the fly, but if you can add a ciphering extra layer on this thing. I wish I would have had one extra month to check it out. It's a very fun thing for me. Let's go to the cinema, to the movies. You think you shut down this guy, and the other guy will shut down other series with Wizard Web. You are open at Wizard Web. No buttons will appear on here. What are these buttons? Link structure. I press link structure on any video file on WhatsApp. I get a pop-out. The public URL is this one. Like I said, I will be working on software with JPS. I set up a non-JPS server with kind of theme. Plugin allows me to serve public links to my server with a determined format, and the server generates MU3 lists uploaded on the internet, and URLs are public, so you can see the content. That's the point. In the brain, if you turn around, it's W of everything. I'm adding a button new collection, and it's reporting the server a new list, and I'm selecting new videos. This video, this video, this video, this video. When I'm sending over and all the videos, there is a checkbox here where I can insert copy or funny thing, and collections automatically our website gets an M3U with groupies with high quality music on your computer. Like I said, integrity of links is a problem because links disappear, vanish into thin air. The plugin classic HL, like a stir, is an ugly button. I tried to put it beautifully, but I couldn't. I desisted doing so. No CSS, please. The classical way website is better. I know you may not like this. You don't find it funny, but it's such a good thing to create something. If you are not a man in details, buttons disappear, and everything is weirder. I leave it in this ugly way because it's more vintage style. This is an example of functioning. Let's try with the demo if everything's working properly. We leave them hosts listening by sending URLs. I wrapping up the collection finished and new videos generated. So directly you can upload it. I did it very simply. I'm not getting messy about this. I downloaded a file browser on HTTP very beautifully. I put it in Apache, and my software allows me to write the MPU on this root. Nothing firstly, and I do this artless, and we can see these. You do a cut to this, and you can see these URLs. Okay, so far so good, and this is uploaded on the internet. Demo time.
Cosas.
These things happen in Rooted, okay? I'll show you the demo. I hope it works.
No, hombre. ¿Qué mierda es eso? Vale, está funcionando esto. Espera, otra vez. Muy rico, vale. Lucha HTTPS ahí para que nadie me haga man in the middle. ¿Dónde tengo un móvil? Aquí. Es que me compré una tarjeta del chino.
I bought another SIM card. I went to the corner shop and I got a new card. I didn't have a photocopy of my ID, so I brought my ID.
De Sims, vale. ¿Estoy conectado? Sí, vale, pues.
Am I connected? It seems I am. That's me. I'm sending a message. Let me see if we can read something here. Thank you. I knew I forgot something. I've got it as a video clip as well. You never know. For what you paid? What do you care? Okay, I've got Wi-Fi now. Okay, let's go for it. I said, I will send something to myself, and then they said, don't upload anything. Don't try to be funny. Don't upload a record, because you might be sued by an artist, because you're uploading music. So I'm using Lorry Money. I think he's from Valencia. He's an African immigrant. He records music. So, Lorry Money, whatever, whoever he is. What I did was the following. Well, I'll show you the demo in a video. But for video, it doesn't make too much sense. Why? Because if you have a film in HD, it will have a billion pieces. So it doesn't make sense. But how much space does a song take? 3-4 megabytes? An MP4 file, at the end of the day, is a container. A part for video and a part for audio. If we have an MP3 file, that's only audio. An MP3 is only audio. If we insert it into an MP4, we have no video and only our audio. So I'm going to download some songs from this guy. Going to transform them into MP4. If any of you sends that, they will have the entire record in the mobile phone without paying a penny. If it works, I'll go into a new collection. New group has been created, and we start using the link extractor. The demo effect, I knew it. Okay, I know why it doesn't work. I made a mistake.
Link sent. Vale, ahora sí, le estaba dando al que no era. Cosa que pasa.
I was pressing the wrong button. Never mind. If you take a look at the bottom, you see that you have received a video file. I'm going to do a demo with only 2. As you see, there is a file that has been uploaded. If we now go here and say Lorry Money, a collection has been created now.
Vale. He hecho esta web que se llama serie WhatsApp.
I put together this website called WhatsAppito series. Here we will just upload the M3Us. This I have created just now. This one and that one is for them to be there. And this one is the video file. If I click here, and I click on the MRU, it works. If I change from one song to the other, track 2. Can you imagine doing this? Can you imagine doing this? I find it quite cool, and that's why I find it so funny. So the demo worked. Let me show you the video clip. Since I recorded it yesterday, and we're at the cinema.
Ubuntu de verdad, no uséis este tipo de sistemas. Tampoco. Vale, esto lo hice anoche.
I did it last night anyway. I recorded it at 3:39 AM. I almost got no sleep last night. I update, I restart the server, and I start sending the videos to myself from the last Rooted meeting in Valencia. I don't know, I don't really know how it works. I would stop it, but the sound would keep playing. I was at work, and I had a background with 3 videos from this guy at the same time, running at the same time, so I was going nuts.
Evidentemente los he cogido al azar.
I took them at random, obviously. You would have to go from the first or the last, otherwise it doesn't make sense. So once we are done, you've seen what it says, it's being generated now. And if I click on the video from yesterday, and it doesn't work, at the end of that video clip, when she's killed, if you take a look, I've downloaded the MRU, never the video, because the video is in WhatsApp, and here I have the talk by Jose. Different chapters. Move on. This is part 2, part 1. To make it sense. To make sense out of it.
Funcionado. Resumiendo.
So it worked. Recapping.
En esta slide se explica todo. WhatsApp permite enviar.
The slide says it all. WhatsApp allows you to send videos of no more than 16 megabytes once they're encoded. Then we choose a film or a record, because an MP4 is no more than a container with audio and video. If it is a video file, we split it into smaller fragments. We use our plugin to create playlists online with M3U. We open it up with VLC, get some popcorn and watch it. This is important. Sometimes you finish a talk, you close your laptop, and then people feel like they didn't get what they were expecting. Videos nowadays take a mega per second. A video for 20 seconds is 20 megabytes, and yet people send them using WhatsApp. WhatsApp compresses the video and sends the link to download. But there are some formats that WhatsApp doesn't touch too much, like AVI. Obviously, the quality goes down if we apply this to an HD video. The expiry date for those links is relative. I had something really funny until yesterday, but it was only funny because it didn't work. Why did it not work? I called it the Forever Alone attack. You go out for the weekend, and you're included in a group, in a WhatsApp group. And then on Sunday, people regret the weekend so much that everyone leaves. Yeah? You know the story? Sounds familiar? I'm not the only one. So I said to myself, I create a group, I'm there alone, I send things to myself, so I have a container for files, only for myself. Problems with this? Obviously, the guys over at WhatsApp are not silly. So what probably happens is that when all the members of the group visit that file, the expiry date goes up to a month. What I had was a container. I kept sending things to the container. Yesterday, I pressed play, and there was nothing there, so I had to delete that part with the slides, a couple of lines, and do it through my other SIM card.
Límite, como digo, es un coñazo, pero hay frameworks.
The problem with that limit is that they ensure it doesn't work. This is a trick for WhatsApp. You can automate things with a script so that you can split a film into different parts. If I detect it as a film, I'll split it into groups, into small pieces. Those pieces are all under 16 megabytes in size. So it's like emulating a browsing session. It emulates clicking on a button. If you do that with a large number of films, WhatsApp finds out in the end, but you can send things for quite some time. I've done tests in Android, and it's because I didn't want to wait. You use the File Explorer, you select everything, you then say to share everything via WhatsApp, and it uploads everything. It saves you time, you don't have to wait. I think I'm missing something. So WhatsApp. They told me, you need a solution, otherwise your talk will not be constructive. It will not be helpful. This is a tweet. New daily record, 20 billion messages sent and 44 billion messages received. Do you really believe that making any amendment in this type of platforms is a minor thing? So how about adding a cookie to access the file, because that would mitigate that abuse of functionality. We're talking about a CDN. These things are not as simple as they may look. I don't think the system hasn't been properly designed. You could do this with Telegram. But WhatsApp is so easy. And Telegram, yeah, it's free. You have to take a look at the API. But I wanted to do this with wget, to keep things simple. If you don't know the architecture, it's complicated to select the best solution, or even determine that there is a solution at all. There are so many users out there. It goes down only twice a year, and we all get to know about it. So I didn't try anything with Telegram because I knew it would be more complicated. So not simple. As always, I'm the guy moaning all the time. I'm never constructive, but I saw this in Twitter. They wanted to reinforce. This tweet talks about reinforcing anti-piracy laws. The typical bullshit from politicians. These things bother me a lot, because they keep complaining about people downloading stuff. They spend all their time passing new laws, treating us as criminals, because we're downloading a series in English since it is not available in Spanish. And yet they call me a criminal, and that bothers me. That really bothers me. I don't want to tell them what they need to do, but whenever there is a stupid piece of legislation coming along, we should bring along a big button to show them how stupid they are. Just write a script and go around it. That was a talk. I made it. I would like to thank all of you for being here, to the organizers for their trust, to the people coming to see me, and to my colleagues at work. Anyone has any questions? Questions? We have one there. One down here. Alfonso, will you stand up so that we can see you? Hi Danny, thank you very much for your talk. A doubt. I don't use WhatsApp that much, unlike you. When you were talking about the end of file, does WhatsApp compress the images? The funny part about what I do is that when compression is applied, there's no integrity in the file. That's why I was using WhatsApp Web for photographs, because they're compressed locally, so you're in control of the file that is actually sent to WhatsApp. And that's where you do the magic. I didn't want to talk about steganography because you could be offended. This is way too elementary. I mean, it would be too much to say that this is steganography. But people that understand the concept might say, just like you, that this could get really messy. It would be a failure in implementing it on the website. Not a failure, really. I wouldn't call it a failure. It's just a way to make it operate. You can do whatever you like, yeah? Well, yeah, yes, you're in control of the data. But if you really want to go deep into it, take a look at the PDFs. What size do you have for the images? What's the largest size for the images? I haven't checked. I've used some big files, but I haven't really tested. I didn't put together an industrial script. I'm not sure you can go up to 1 megabyte. I did some source code with comments, with CSS tests, and it was less than 800 lines. It's now much less than that because then I take notes of links and things. But I think you can go up to quite a significant number of lines. And that text at the beginning is quite long, but it's just text. If I had put together a really big script going around this, it would be more interesting. But this is just a simple script. But someone like you might have bigger opportunities. Thank you for the question. Someone at the top. Hello, Danito, and thank you for mentioning us. One doubt. I have. Maybe I was not listening. But the really complicated part is to get the path, because the name of a file you get. On the web version, how do you get it? I'll disconnect from the Wi-Fi network. In order to get the post, remember that I'm in control of the communication. When I did it through my mobile, I had to get a handset with Android 4. I had to do all the certificate stuff and all that, and I found that it was very costly. Whenever I changed anything, it would restart. So since I sent it to myself somewhere else, remember, you send it from your mobile phone, the picture or whatever. So the code, that photograph has to be downloaded by the browser. That's why you have the public link. You open the Firebug and you see all the photographs that you've sent and all the ones you have received. Okay, thank you. I have two comments. One, you've been working on this because there's people streaming films in WhatsApp with high quality. No, I'm not asking, I'm telling you. I know there are people out there doing that. Another interesting thing, a few years ago, Javier Lascuaga, myself, got into a fuse, a driver, where RAID 1+0, we would split the files, use thousands of pastes, And you would include a file system on paste bin. That would be interesting for a talk next year, wouldn't it? Dap asked me about that earlier on. The problem is that the file will get deleted. Yeah, you do chunks and mirroring. Yeah, I thought about that. The problem, at the end of the day, is the integrity of the file. You need to find a format, PDF. I couldn't say PDF because I don't know what will happen with photograph compression. As I understand it, it doesn't compress it. If it goes up to 30 megabytes, that's quite a lot of information. How do you compress a PDF if it may have DRM? If you have signed PDFs, well, I don't know. I would look into it, because hiding things, I would agree with you. If we have stupid legislation, big button applications. Let's go for it. I wanted to apologize because I wasn't disguised as you were expecting. Any more questions? There's one there. Very good talk. I really enjoyed it. One thing, do you have details about that time that images stay there for? As I said, I'm trying to switch it off. There is no censorship, okay? Everything will be kept. We'll talk about that later. I've been doing some tests and I've seen things in groups. For example, up to a month or even a month and a half. I mean, the typical shitty video clip that you usually get through WhatsApp, it was there for a few days. I've seen videos for more than a month. But in the group that I created yesterday, where it was only me, it lasted for 2 days. As soon as you see that, as you watch the video, as you download it, perhaps you need to do something, not telling WhatsApp that the final recipient has downloaded a video clip, if you know what I mean. But I'm not sure about that. I don't really know how to go around that. Because anything I tell you now, it would be guessing, just guessing. Pablo has something to extract the messages without acknowledging receipt. I just didn't want to have a struggle with WhatsApp. I have other things in my to-do list. Anyway, I don't want Luis to hate me. One more question? My 2 cents on this, on PDFs. I guess that there are people here that probably remember when iPhones could be jailbroken with a PDF file. Quite a striking thing. As it happens, you can insert fonts into PDFs. Inside the font, you could inject an executable that could get control of the system in iOS. And thanks to our beloved Adobe, and their funny ways of writing code, we have many security breaches in PDF files thanks to embedded fonts. So I think that PDFs, now that you can send them by WhatsApp, we might have vulnerability tools designed for the vulnerabilities in PDF. Yeah, if you know how to do exploiting, of course. I mean, I could show you an older version of Firefox from 10 years ago. I could use a large number of exploits. But if you're a researcher and you're looking into this in depth, and you have something interesting, you could create a very big mess. In fact, I remember that when they did these tests with WhatsApp, you would send a PDF to you and the iPhone would get blocked. I'm talking about 2-3 years ago. What I've done is a demo of just one thing. Any of you could think about anything else to work on now that you've seen my suggestions. Very well. Thank you very much, Danny. Very well, we now have a break. Please try to come back promptly. Thank you very much.